Stuart, can you sort of highlight how TrafficPeak helped a customer, I believe, during Black Friday last year?
Yeah, absolutely. So I think this one is it's a case study because it was just you couldn't not have scripted this more appropriately. So Elkjøp, a consumer electronics retailer out of Norway, they spent a number of months preparing for Black Friday, and they used TrafficPeak to find and fix a number of issues ahead of time. So again, going back to what I said earlier, Black Friday, Cyber Monday is not moving. What do we need to do to make sure that we're ready for that? And they used TrafficPeak to find and fix a number of issues ahead of then. That wasn't just in their application, but then actually on Black Friday, what they did, again, thinking about your single pane of glass, they actually overlaid their application performance with their security rules. Now, your security rules are kind of a finger in the air, about 10 to 15% of your normal baseline traffic. So you're always going to get attacked. There's always going to be some background noise. Use Akamai's client reputation to make sure that you're not taking requests from known compromised IPs. That's a sensible first step. Keep the noise out, focus on the real thing. And then what you're left with is, your application performance at the top. And they saw correlation to a decrease in their application performance with an uplift in security attacks. And so because this is all of the data, it's not sampled, it's not aggregated. You have all of the data. In fact, another customer said the fidelity of the security data was a game changer. And I asked this other customer, well, what does that really mean? And they said, we were able to block another 250 million attacks a month. Similar story for Elkjøp. They're seeing all of the data. They queried it in real time. They saw which security rules were set to monitor. They worked with Akamai's security team to move those to deny, and were able to mitigate a pretty substantial DDoS attack on the most critical day of the year for their business.
Yeah, in the unification of the performance, and delivery data, those business metrics, and the security piece is what I think is really, really powerful here. Is that, again, traditionally there's been a security tool, and you fed all the security data into that, and a security team looks at that and interprets that in one way. And there's been a performance or user experience management tool, and all the data goes in there and gets interpreted by that team. And you kind of got the marketing and user journey data that goes into another tool. This is an opportunity to bring all that together. And again, what is actually happening as a result of that metric or that attack or that mitigation? What's the impact that it's actually having? It's super, super important. I think some of the other asides that we talked about cost earlier on. What's the cost of ingesting the logs during an attack? And I think we've seen and heard from some customers that depending on how big the volume is, ingesting that into their current tool might be more expensive than another option altogether. And so by moving the security data that's so volumetric into a tool that allows you to have same level of analysis or better and costs a lot less to store and allows that longer retainment, really gives a lot of flexibility and frees up budgets to do other things rather than just pay for data ingestion. So hearing a lot of that, particularly around security, as we're talking about more and more security data being generated, more and more attack data being generated, that's just more and more dollars out the door just for purely saying, I just need to be able to look at something.